Base44 helps professionals build web apps with text so they can turn ideas into real tools fast. In this review, I'll show you what the tool actually does, how the key features like backend generation, live preview, and code export fit into real workflow, and who this makes sense for, plus where Base44 falls short. We will see if this is truly worth your time. Now, let's get started. Part 1. Pros and the so what. When you first jump into Base44, the magic happens in the backend. Unlike older no-code tools that just give you a pretty UI, Base44 automatically builds your entire app architecture from database schemas to those pesky API calls. This matters because for an entrepreneur or a startup founder, speed to market is the only metric that counts. Instead of spending 3 weeks interviewing developers to build a proof of concept, you can have a functional system that handles real data ready for pitch deck by tomorrow morning. In the hyper-competitive tech scene, being first to validate a concept is often the difference between getting funded and getting forgotten. The second standout feature is the live preview and visual editing system. As you chat with the AI, the app updates in real time right in front of you. If you do not like the direction the AI is taking, you can get your hands dirty and manually adjust layout, colors, and fonts using a visual builder. This is key because professionals need brand consistency. You cannot show a generic-looking tool to a high-ticket client. The ability to fine-tune the vibe ensures that your internal tools or customer portals actually look like they belong to your company, not a template factory. Finally, Base44 uses an open code base, not a locked proprietary one. If you outgrow the platform, you can export your React and Tailwind code via GitHub or a zip file. This is useful because it eliminates platform risk. For any CTO or technical lead, the biggest fear of using a no-code tool is being locked in if the provider rises prices or goes bust. Now, full transparency, while you can take your front end anywhere, the backend logic usually stays connected to Base44 high-speed infrastructure via their SDK. It is not a total breakup, but knowing you own the underlying code means you can treat Base44 as a sophisticated scaffolding tool rather than a permanent page. Part 2. Cons and the reality check. Now, let's talk about the cons. Base44 is extremely impressive, but it has some fine print that could ruin your week if you aren't prepared for it. The biggest headache is the dual credit system. You have message credits for building the app and integration credits for running it. If your app becomes popular and starts making a lot of external calls to databases or email services, you can burn through your monthly integration credits in days. In a market where going viral is the goal, hitting a hard cap that effectively pauses your app's functionality until the next billing cycle is a massive liability, as credits do not roll over. Another issue is design blandness. While the AI is great at logic, the default visual designs are often described as standard patterns. If you aren't someone with a natural eye for design who can use the manual visual editor, your app might end up looking like a polished but generic SaaS prototype. Then there's the AI misunderstanding factor. Sometimes you will ask for a specific feature and the AI will completely hallucinate the logic. Like one user who asked for a spinner animation and the AI literally started spinning every word on its axes. You have to be willing to spend time prompt engineering and being extremely detailed to get exactly what you want. Lastly, a critical note for folks in the medical or legal fields. As of today, Base44 is SOC 2 Type 2 compliant, which is great for general B2B security. However, it is strictly not HIPAA compliant. Their terms actually forbid you from sharing protected health information to the platform, making it an absolute non-starter for healthcare apps. Part 3. The workflow and UI. Using Base44 feels less like programming and more like managing a very fast, very obedient junior developer. The interface is remarkably clean. You get a central chat window for your prompts and a large preview pane where your app comes to life. The learning curve is surprisingly shallow. If you have used ChatGPT or Claude, you already know how to use most of Base44. You simply describe your idea in plain English, watch it build the backend architecture in the background, and then refine the UI through follow-up chat prompts. For a busy manager, the setup time is virtually zero. You don't need to configure servers, manage hosting environments, or even set up GitHub repos unless you want advanced version control. Base44 handles the front-end and backend hosting automatically with built-in SSL. You can go from a blank screen to a live URL in under 10 minutes. However, to get a production-ready tool that you would actually pay for, expect to spend about 2 to 4 hours of active prompting and tweaking to iron out the final bugs. Now, if you would like to try Base44, the link for it is in the description. It's my affiliate link, which helps support the channel at no extra cost to you. Base44 offers a free tier that includes all the core features and a decent chunk of credits so you can actually try before committing to a paid plan. Now, let's look at the ecosystem and integrations. Part 4. Ecosystem and integrations. A web app is only as good as the tools it talks to. Base44 allows you to choose from a catalog of connectors to scale your project. It natively supports the tools most businesses already use, like Google Workspace for docs and logins, Stripe for payments, and Slack for real-time notifications. In terms of stability, these connections are robust. Once you link a tool via OAuth, it stays connected. You aren't going to deal with those re-login every morning headaches. This is important because a broken integration can halt your entire business workflow. Knowing your data will consistently flow between Base44 and your CRM or database means you can actually rely on the app for daily operations. However, remember the integration credit trap. Every time your app talks to Slack, pulls a row from Google Sheets, or calls an AI model, it chips away at your monthly integration credits. One user interaction could trigger multiple credits, so you have to keep an eye on your usage metrics. For B2B users, the most important feature is the built-in authentication. Base44 handles secure logins and, for those on enterprise plans, custom SSO for your entire organization. This is helpful because getting a new tool past a corporate IT department is impossible without enterprise-grade security. With features like IP allow lists and SOC2 Type 2 compliance, Base44 checks the boxes that IT managers actually care about. Part 5. Price and the competition. Base44 offers 5 different subscription plans, which gives you a lot of flexibility. The starter plan is the most popular for individuals, sitting at $25 a month, though you can get it for just $20 if you commit to a year. When you look at rivals like Bolt.new or Lovable, Base44 is competitively priced but operates on a totally different logic. While rivals often use a single pool of AI runtime or tokens, Base44 uses a dual credit system. This makes it feel cheaper while you're building, but potentially more expensive once your app is live and consuming those integration credits. If you're building a tool for a small team, roughly 50 plus daily users, the Builder plan is practically mandatory. It gives you 10,000 integration credits and unlocks heavy-duty features like backend functions, GitHub integration, and AI model selection, which lets you choose which brain powers your app. One big win here is that Base44 includes a free custom domain for 1 year if you sign up for an annual plan, saving you that extra $15 to $20 tax we all pay every year to name registers. Part 6. The verdicts. So, is Base44 worth it? Well, if you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, or a marketing manager who needs to build internal tools like a sales dashboard, a CRM, or a customer portal, then yes, it is an absolute buy. It will save you thousands in development costs and weeks of time by handling the database and hosting automatically. If you are a developer building a high-traffic consumer app or someone in a highly regulated industry like healthcare, you should skip it. The integration costs will scale faster, and the lack of HIPAA compliance is a total deal breaker for medical data. Plus, the locked backend means you can't fine-tune performance if your app suddenly goes viral. Overall, Base44 is an excellent choice for a simple, efficient way to build web apps without coding. It handles the boring stuff like security scanners, SSL, and infrastructure, so you can focus entirely on the idea itself. Alright, if you found this review helpful and want to try Base44, you can do so for free by using my link in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching and for your support, and I will see you in the next video.